Today I'm going to be talking about my experience on YouNow. YouNow is a platform where people can broadcast about tons of different things, similar to YouTube, but also kind of different. So I decided to join YouNow about 3.5, almost 4 weeks ago, so I'm kind of doing this at my month anniversary, if you will. So again, I decided to begin with YouNow as an educator. I wanted to reach out to more people all around the world and learn about their experiences and their lives and kind of allow them to tap into my life as well. As an anthropology major, I feel like it's really important to know how other people live their lives, and that's kind of what drew me into this because it is a global website. And I spent about 2 days watching a lot of different broadcasters to see what types of information they present, the types of people they attract, to get an idea if this is something that's worthwhile. I found that there is tons of content on YouNow from artists, musicians, comedians, people who have news shows, almost like podcasts. There are people who talk about pop culture and gossip. There are people from other countries that have broadcasts solely in their own native language, which was really cool. Although I didn't understand a lot of them, it is really awesome for me to see how these people interact with each other that aren't necessarily from America. So I began thinking, okay, YouNow could be for me. As an educator, I can definitely reach people on here from all around the world, like my original intentions. And I decided I was going to start kind of talking about anthropology, different cultures and languages. I really wanted to talk about my experiences and learn from other people's experience and kind of really promote coexisting. You know, getting a broadcast together where people are from all around the world to discuss some really complex topics that people otherwise avoid, and finding a way to creatively discuss our opinions and yet be respectful at the same time. Listening to things we may disagree with, but learning how to disagree in a respectful way is very important to me as well as other people. So YouNow offers a lot of different ways that you can broadcast. You can link your social media accounts, which I've done. I have Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I have all of them connected. You can't do things like LinkedIn, but other places that allow you to broadcast and post pictures, you can actually move your information to them. You can directly broadcast from YouNow onto YouTube at the same time, so people on YouTube can see that you're broadcasting live at that moment. I dabbled in this for a moment, and a lot of people on broadcast will play music, and I innocently was playing music on mine. And YouTube contacted me for using copyrighted content, so definitely be careful there. I hadn't really considered it because it was just in the distance, in the background playing, and a lot of people do that, but they don't always link to YouTube, so they don't get kind of like snagged on that a little bit. Overall, I've had a really good experience on YouNow. This past month, I've expanded my fan base pretty well. I have some regulars that show up to my broadcasts that kind of know nicknames and the hashtags I use and know what I'm about, and they are really great to have those types of followers from the beginning because they'll help support you later on, and they can invite their fans and they can share broadcasts to other platforms. They can invite people from social media and really get your message or your information or content out there. So I've had a very good experience on YouNow. Now there are some things that if you're not really into gossip and drama, YouNow actually does have quite a bit of drama. I haven't experienced it on a personal level, but there is a lot of original broadcasters that have met in person, and there is some drama that can follow this, but as long as you're honest and you don't try to start anything or troll people, you really won't have much of an issue with this. There are the typical people who reach out and ask if I have a boyfriend or, you know, they would date me, things like that, but it's best to just ignore that and move on with the positive. But really, YouNow has so much content. There's so much information on YouNow that if you want to talk about a certain topic, you can find that topic on there. It's run by hashtags, so it's divided out a little differently than other platforms. Most of the people I see broadcast go into hashtag guys and hashtag girls. And there are other hashtags like art and musicians, things like that. But it seems that there's a little bit of a monopoly on the other hashtags. And you can trend in those hashtags, and also there is a ranking system that when you join, you can hit certain rankings, and it helps build you up to a point where you could potentially be a partner, which are the people with like the gold badge icons. And when you reach that, you can be partially paid for your views, the broadcasts, the likes, things that people send you. People can subscribe to you, and so every month that they know when you're being broadcasted, you know, they know what's going on with you. They can subscribe. I think it's $4.99 a month, and they get access to like stickers that they can use and like little comments that can go across the screen because they're special comments, and there's an ongoing chat, but the people that have subscribed kind of stand out a little bit differently in that respect. So YouNow has a lot of really cool things. There are people competing, they do duet challenges. They really try to incorporate a lot of community, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing if there is that drama that I talked about. But overall, my experience with YouNow has been great. I've met really great people, and if you are considering broadcasting somewhere, maybe just start with YouNow to get a feel for it and see if it's a fit for you, because I have been able to network really well on here, and that's helped me as an educator and as a student. Definitely network on YouNow. There are events like playlists that they have coming up in Orlando where a lot of these broadcasters on YouTube, YouNow, Twitch, they'll all go there and they'll learn different skills. They have workshops. You get to hear from people who have been very successful at broadcasting. So there is a community there, and you'll get to know people, and they'll get to know you, and you can guest on their shows and they can guest on yours. So there's a ton of information out there about YouNow, but overall it's very easy to learn. The learning curve is not that bad. It's very user-friendly. They actually are the sister company to the new RIZE app that's coming out. So this new app deals with cryptocurrency, and it's a little bit new, so I can't talk about it too much. I've gotten to be a tester for that. And RIZE is coming out, and again, this is a sister company to YouNow. It's not meant to replace YouNow, but it's really cool. So keep your eyes peeled for that. YouNow is on the cutting edge of a lot of great things. And I hope that, sorry this wasn't really an organized video, but I just wanted to sort of vent about my experience on YouNow and talk to people and just explain everything that I've seen, all the good, the bad, the ugly, all those things. But again, thank you so much for listening. I apologize if this wasn't like a cut and dry video, but I figured someone out there will benefit from hearing this and might be considering whether or not YouNow is right for them.